I was first diagnosed with multiple myeloma in April of 2016. We had just retired and spent a winter in Florida, and I felt perfectly fine. My GP had scheduled me for investigation for anemia when we came back from Florida. The results of those tests showed very quickly that it wasn't just mild anemia, but that I had multiple myeloma. And that just came out of the blue. I was fine. What do you mean I have cancer?
First question is, myeloma, what's that? Never heard of it before. There was a bit of denial, I suppose, just being shocked and going into the mode that I had to go into to be supportive and to do whatever needed to be done to help her get going in this new life that we're going to be leading.
All of it unfolded so quickly. Learning about what I was going to be facing when I felt perfectly fine was shocking. Initially, when I was diagnosed, I was very focused on the treatment, although I'm very aware that it's not curable, and so that was something that I think is probably harder, in fact, for family.
When someone is diagnosed with a cancer or a relapse of a cancer, it's obviously a medical issue, and of course the medical management dominates. But it's really important to reflect on the fact that it's also a psychological issue. And that's why, for instance, a hematologist will almost always say, I can do my job from a medical point of view, but what we'd like from you is hope and maintain that willingness to move forward.
The initial treatment involved chemotherapy, taking pills, and things were going very well. I knew that I was going to relapse. I know that I'm going to relapse again. And I'd already rolled that into my emotional makeup and expectation.
So if the first step in adapting to these challenging situations is really the emotional impact, give yourself the opportunity to feel what you feel. The second is what I call disease acceptance, which is that we somehow have to come to terms with this so that we can develop a tackling spirit to move forward. So this is really about how do you make meaning out of this so that you can continue to function, you can find hope, you can maintain some degree of positive optimism.
At the hospital, they have a psychologist who helps cancer patients. The things that were frightening me, I didn't want to dump on him because he was supporting me. So it was very helpful to have a source of someone who would listen to me, validate where I was, and let me go forward.
Developing a cancer, having a relapse of a cancer, this is a very personal event. And of course, the most important people are you and your treatment providers. But we have to appreciate that humans are very social. We have social networks. It's very important, our social connections, and it's just simply the way that we function.
I have been able to be positive, I think, through this experience because I have a huge amount of support. I had started a support group in our area because I feel so strongly about the effectiveness of support groups. It's a supported learning environment. It's not just me in the basement with my computer getting scared at 2 a.m. It's sitting around a table with new friends who are at different stages of their myeloma, from newly diagnosed people to people who've been dealing with it for 10 years, because that's so hopeful. And learning about the treatments that somebody else has already been through.
Psychosocial support for cancer is such an important, needed area because of the way humans work. We sort of have the logical side of us. You've got a problem, let's work on the solution. And if that was it, everything would be great. But humans actually are less dominated by logic, and we're emotional. And it's that emotional side where the psychosocial issues become so important to address.
Listen to what your partner has to say, do everything you can to help them.
It's almost 2 years that I've been in treatment from my first relapse, and there will be another relapse. Talking to other patients that I knew who were going through similar things, and finding support, whether it's your partner, a support group, or close friends, that's enormously helpful.